Hello, and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks. I'm Tommy, joined by Murphy.
Hello.
And today we are going to be reviewing The Amazing Spider-Man #1, written by Zeb Wells, drawn by John Romita Jr., inks by Scott Hanna, and colors by Marcio Menez. What'd you think?
So I'm still confused.
Yeah, I got questions.
You know, we did our what you need to know video,
Yeah, so
and
if you haven't, two things. One, if you haven't read Spider-Man in a long time, go back and watch our previous video, what you need to know before reading Amazing Spider-Man #1, and then go and read the comic, and then come back and watch this video. So, okay.
then
Sorry.
read the comic again.
Yeah, and then read the comic again. Because I don't know. So, I saw somewhere that they said answers will happen. This is going to be spoilers. So, spoiler warning.
We'll have
to
to
review
put that
it.
in the title.
Yeah, spoilers.
Not
We're
spoiler
talking about the
friendly.
book.
No, so what I did want to say is I'm pretty happy with that what you need to know video
Yeah,
because some of it did actually matter to this.
yeah.
Not like a whole lot, but like certain small things.
Well, there's one thing that I didn't know that I needed to know.
And we'll talk about. Well,
We'll get there.
But in general, I liked it. I think that again, I think this made it a good jumping on point
Yeah,
because literally no one knows now.
right. Yeah,
Like-
so the new readers are just as lost as the long-term readers. So if you felt lost reading this, you are not alone.
I feel like that's a good way to do it. You know,
Puts everyone on the same page, creates a conversation.
I know that they have big plans for Spider-Man this year, and I mean, it seems bad. Like, how can it's a Spider-Man comic? It's gonna go down from here, but like,
Right.
how can it go further down?
Yeah, there's some things. So it starts off with him in a crater, and he's holding.
Yeah, so that's the preview.
Right. So that thing he's holding, the little spider device. Do you know what that is?
And it looks like one of the spider drones and things like that. Like you
Okay.
saw that stuff with like Doc Ock as Superior Spider-Man,
Right.
things like that. He's got technology, so I think it's some sort of spider tech.
Right. And so then it jumps 6 months, and we don't know what happened. So that's the big question.
You're looking at the page. It says that that's like somewhere in like Pennsylvania or something. It's not in New York.
No,
right?
it's outside of York, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, exactly. So
Maybe
was,
he
like,
got
off in the middle of nowhere.
blown
I know
out.
people from York, Pennsylvania.
Maybe he like got blown out there, like from New York.
No, I mean it seems like he got the explosion happened there.
Or he was the explosion. He's in the middle of the crater.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's definitely an interesting place to take it.
And then you have the gut punch of Aunt May being all sad and disappointed in him.
It's so sad when that happens.
And he looks like, I don't know, he looks like shit.
Well, yeah, so seemingly, like we had
He has a
talked
beard.
about, it's like
I don't think I've
stuck
ever
into,
seen.
like rock bottom.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Peter Parker with a beard like that.
Definitely not. That's got to be bad in the mask.
He also seems old. Like old, not like not
I
6
wouldn't
months
say
older.
that.
I wouldn't. Maybe it's
He
just
looks haggard.
yeah, but he looks more than 6 months older than he did before.
I think that's also John Romita Jr.'s art
Yeah,
style.
I don't
You
know,
know,
but like even after he shaves, because he does shave, it still doesn't look. I don't know. I'll have to look at the old John Romita Jr. Peter art
Yeah.
and
It's,
compare.
I mean, they've changed the art styles so much. I think everybody looks a little more distinguished in this.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. And then Aunt May is just kind of like, so it hurts to listen to you lie, and then that she'll always forgive him and she'll always be there for him, but it just
Always
hurts.
believe him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's I put Aunt May up there with like Alfred when it comes to like the sad
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like that. Like when they hit
yeah,
you where it hurts,
right,
like it really does hurt.
right, right.
No, so I do like
Hopefully
the way
she,
they.
hopefully she poses better than Alfred did.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, in the history of the character, maybe.
Yeah,
Um, but no, so then it keeps going on, and I mean, this hospital, like debt collector, looks a little
yeah,
bit suspect to me. Like,
yeah,
why is he being so weird about it?
right,
Like, Beyond was a super evil corporation, so if they, they might still be just because Beyond the event is over.
right.
Who knows? Maybe it's going to continue.
So that's like the debt from the coma thing that he was in, or
Yeah,
the
so that's seemingly it's all the medical bills. It says,
right,
yeah, if you had a second to go over a statement from McCarthy Medical Center. So
right, right.
seemingly it's still him paying that debt, and he ain't ever gonna pay
No,
that debt.
he doesn't pay his
Peter
rent.
Parker's credit has to be terrible. Like his credit's gotta be just god awful. But they end up taking this, and I mean, I'm just so excited to see what's gonna happen because the rest of the book, anything with Peter is just like he's like, screw you,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Randy gets the cold shoulder,
yeah.
Johnny Storm gets the cold shoulder.
I know.
And anytime Johnny Storm rolls around to like be like, Spidey, what's up? It's
Yeah.
always bad.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like one of those classic comic book friendships.
Right.
So like, if they're actually calling each other out, it's usually pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's very reminiscent. I don't know how much you read stuff like like Dan Slott's End, like between Superior Spider-Man and Nick Spencer starting.
Yes, but I read it when it came out, so that was a while ago.
Yeah, so like whatever they're talking about, like Randy's talking about, like what you did to Aunt May, stuff like that. It's like it's very reminiscent of like when she had invested in Parker Industries, and then it went downhill, and she lost everything.
Right.
Whatever's going on is like seemingly real bad. Like maybe they put like a feast center out in York, PA, and he blew it up.
And that's in the middle. That's where the feast center was.
All in all, like I think, as much as I think this issue was really good for the setting up of, the mystery of what did Peter Parker do.
Right.
That's what they've been leaning into. Like,
but it's also,
I love.
It's also
the new what?
It's also leading up to the new Tombstone. A new Tombstone.
So that's what I was gonna say. Is I love the new dynamic. So it's after Devil's Reign.
Yeah.
Which, no spoilers, but like, Kingpin, Fisk is, out of the picture for the time being.
Right. I'm not there yet, but you can go ahead and spoil it for me. The thing I needed to know was what happened with Bullseye.
In Devil's Reign, they made clones of Bullseye and set him out there to just kill people. So there were just like a horde of Bullseyes just around killing people on the street. Now, I was trying to think of that myself, and I actually should have gone back and looked into it. I don't remember exactly what, like, Spider-Man did.
Right.
Because I know the Bullseye stuff came down to Daredevil and Elektra because, Bullseye killed Elektra.
Right.
So they were mad. So I'll have to look into that more. But, so there was like a whole clone saga of Bullseyes, basically.
Right.
But no, the end of Devil's Reign though has Fisk. He's gone. He's out of the picture, and his son is taking over. Not the Rose son, but like his illegitimate child, Butch.
Okay.
Is taking over as Kingpin of New York,
but not mayor.
And so, not mayor.
Yeah.
No. But you know, now that Butch is the kingpin, there's no, like, everything's kind of up in the air with New York crime.
Right.
So Tombstone, we had already seen Tombstone in Nick Spencer's run, like, coming back out, and like the stuff with Tombstone's daughter and Randy Robertson. You know, it's cool to see Tombstone now getting this whole new, like, trajectory as, like, the boss of bosses, but then obviously he's going to come head to head with Butch Fisk.
Right.
But the Rose, it's just so interesting that they brought him back and they're trying real hard to make him a thing. Because, like, I can't tell if they are. Like, so the Rose is Wilson Fisk's
Right.
son who died.
Right.
Like, and then
because they were supposed to
King's Ransom.
Yeah.
Yeah, King's Ransom, the Spencer event, brings back the Rose when Fisk gets both the tablet of death and entropy and then the lifeline tablet.
Right, yeah.
So
with Boomerang, that whole thing.
Yeah, that whole thing. But so then in Devil's Reign, the Rose takes a shot at Wilson Fisk and gets shut down.
Right.
So it's like they're trying to make him a thing, but he's not really becoming a thing. And I'm wondering if this is actually going to do it. I mean, he just took a shot at Tombstone now.
Right. Yeah, a shot is underselling it a bit.
I mean, why
he blew up the house.
That was going to happen. Like,
yeah.
Did they think that was going to kill Tombstone?
Yeah. I think it was meant to set...
yeah, just like send a message.
Send a message, yeah.
But like, why? Like,
yeah.
You know Tombstone's not going to take that well.
No. Well, maybe just...
He could take a building exploding on him and just just go be angry about it.
I mean, at least the cat survived, so that, you know...
Yeah, he did protect that
he
cat.
He would go on a warpath if that cat died, I think.
I do love the Randy Robertson storylines, though, with Tombstone.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that, like, Spider-Man's roommate is dating the criminal daughter of a crime boss. Like,
and is going to propose.
And is now going to propose. They just, like, live that life. Spider-Man knows about it, too, and he's like,
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like it. But all in all, I enjoyed this issue, and I think that as a, number one, it was solid.
Yeah, it sets up multiple storylines, asks a lot of questions. I definitely want to read the second one.
Yeah. I'm wondering what they're going to do, though. I didn't see anything, like, afterwards about how frequent. Because Spider-Man's one of those titles that it's like...
I think it's 2 weeks. They did. They said...
Say it's going to be every 2 weeks?
Yeah, in the Spider Mail, it said...
It's going to be like one of the last lines.
Yeah. Yeah, so it says... when they were talking about the, like, making sure things were okay to print and, like, submitting questions and stories and stuff like that, like they usually have, it says, I'm also cooking up some special features for this page, so please come see us in 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, because Spider-Man's one of those books, like, sometimes it's been once a month.
Right.
Sometimes it's been 3 to 4 times a month. You know, it's a weekly thing, it's a bi-weekly thing, it's a monthly thing.
Right.
So I would prefer they get back to a 2-week schedule.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because your boy can't spend that much on variants. Like, I don't got the money for it. I'm not liquid enough.
Well, it says we're only 5 issues away from Amazing Spider-Man 900. And
yeah, so that Phantom of the Addicts already texted me like, hey,
you sure you still want all of them?
Yeah, let me know what covers you want. And I'm like, play all of them.
And yeah, so they said they have a bunch of plans for that. They can't say anything yet, besides one of which will start to lay out next month on Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, so there's another Spider-Man and Venom Free Comic Book Day.
Right, so that's probably...
That's got to be like the 5th in a row.
Yeah. There's always... Yeah. Or just regular Spider-Man. I remember the Venom Spider-Man Venom one last year.
And the year before that. Because the year before that was the Absolute Carnage.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
All right, well, so what are your final thoughts on this number one?
Well, we didn't talk about the real question. Who's Paul?
What?
Who's Paul?
Paul? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry. For some reason, Paul wasn't registering me. I don't know. So they definitely messed it up because, well, Peter messed up.
Oh, surprise.
Yeah, because, like, everything was so good. And now Mary Jane's got, like, stepkids.
Yeah, because there's not enough time. Because 6 months, but we don't know the time between... So we know the time from the explosion to
now, but we don't know the time between
the end of Beyond and the explosion.
The explosion. I don't know. I mean, they're definitely going to lead into it because, I mean, part of the whole point of the last couple of years has been reestablishing Mary Jane as a viable...
So this is what I think triggered a lot of people and why people don't like this book, is because they were very excited to have MJ and Peter back together, and then as soon as that happened, now we have Paul.
I mean, it's going to be done. You know, Paul's going to be out the picture. Like, Paul's going to get dropped off the Empire State Building by Queen Goblin.
And then Peter and MJ are going to take in these kids.
Yeah. And then,
so that's...
Somehow one of them is going to get spider powers, the future. It's fine.
But the kids also...
going to be gone.
The kids do call her mommy.
I know. I don't know. I didn't really think about it that way. Like, we don't know the difference in time between Beyond and whatever happened 6 months ago.
Right.
So, I mean, what's the time? Like, those kids are like 3 or 4 years old.
Right.
Did they really just, like, do that? With the way they're talking about, like, the apartment and stuff like that, though, I don't really think so. Like, I could see, like when Randy rolls up, he's like, oh, when was the last time you cleaned this place? Like, like, I could see it being maybe 6 months after Beyond and then 6 months after the explosion. So, I think the way they're talking about it, it doesn't seem like it's been super duper long.
Here's my long shot. The last thing I'll say on this. Here's my long shot prediction. And if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That little device thing that's Peter's holding in the beginning is some kind of time manipulation thing.
Right. Okay. We're getting into time travel. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's comic books. I mean,
look,
there's too many things. And then May could be mad because of how long he was gone. And then that adds to when was the last time you cleaned this place. And then everyone's mad because you disappeared. But he didn't feel like he disappeared because he just moved. He just jumped in time.
All right.
Unintentionally.
Tommy, if you're right, I don't know. I'll give you something.
Because those kids are not young and they are calling her mommy. Which
but you're that young. You don't know
stepmoms can be mom. Yeah, I get it.
Maybe mommy died in MJ's been known to go through some crazy situations.
Sure.
Maybe,
no, I'm not saying that's not a possibility.
And MJ was trying to rescue her, and then she met Paul and just stole.
I'm not saying that's not a possibility. I'm just saying for my prediction, these are the things that I added up.
One does have red hair,
right?
So, If it's a time travel thing, Tommy, I will be upset. Like, I will be. Like, I'm cool with interdimensional spiders. You know, I'm fine with that. Like,
Right.
the Miles Morales stuff right now is finally getting into, like, you know,
Right.
the interdimensional spider stuff. Like, more Spider-Verse. Cool, I'm down.
Yeah.
But you start throwing time-traveling spiders.
Right. Yeah. That's fair.
I get too confused. Like, I can't have my number one.
What about
book
Miguel?
confusing me.
We got an ad for it. Speaking
know,
of time traveling spiders.
That's different. Miguel can time travel because that's his whole shtick.
$20.99.
I know.
We got a 7-issue event.
I know. I do think I want to get it. I don't know.
Just the name of it makes it sound like a one-shot, though. Spider-Man 2099 Exodus Alpha.
Yeah. Exodus Alpha, then...
Like, then it seems like, 7-issue series.
Well, 5 issues and then an Omega.
Yeah. Well, it says 7-issue series.
Well, yeah, so wouldn't it be...
Obi-Wan on the back.
Obi-Wan. Yeah, no. So if it's a time travel thing, I'll be upset. But I don't want a time travel story.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, I don't. Interdimensional, fine. Spider-Man 2099 time traveling makes sense. That's his whole getup.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the shtick.
Yeah, but Peter Parker time traveling.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they'll call back more to, you know, other things, and we'll see. But I'm excited for number 2. I just don't want it to be time travel.
All right. Well, any other?
That means Norman Osborn is the Green Goblin again.
Oh, and then there was the last couple of pages of Doc Ock. Who was that with Doc Ock?
I don't know, but Doc Ock, I mean, has been making moves coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like an alien. Like,
yeah.
That's captured him. But Doc Ock, I think, is...
Maybe they're setting up the storyline post Tombstone.
I don't know. Doc Ock's been ready for a comeback for a while. Like, they've done so much with just the character Otto Octavius in the last 5-6 years. Like, it's insane how much they've done with the character. But I think that everyone agrees it's time to get back to Doc Ock.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Doc Ock.
Right.
Like, Makes sense. More Superior, no more any of that. Just like...
Superior Ock.
Yeah, let's just get Dr. Otto Octavius out there doing stuff.
For sure.
So, I think they have set him up, though. A lot of people, it's continuously like, oh, man, you know, we're bad guys and we're smarter than Doc Ock. And then Doc Ock's like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
So this is just another time where a bad guy's like, we're better than you. And he's like, no, I'm the superior intellect. Like, the die is cast.
Well, any other...
No, in general, to close up, I'm very excited about this book.
Me too.
It asked more questions than it answered.
Yeah.
Which I think
But, I mean that's kind of what issue 1s do.
Yeah, but like sometimes for a major flagship like Amazing Spider-Man, I feel like number 1s don't do that, you know?
Yeah.
They just set a tone and set a scene, whereas this one, like, it actually just... Who the hell knows what's happening anymore?
Yeah, starts you in the middle of the story, and it's like, hop on, we're going for a ride.
Like, Spider-Man's not going on patrol. What? You know, it's just... I think it's...
He did double back for a suit, though.
Yeah, he did. Well, you gotta. But, like, it as a number 1, it really hit a bunch of sweet spots, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it just got the ball rolling towards, you know, hopefully what they're calling the biggest year for Spider-Man ever.
We shall see.
We shall see.
So. All right. Until next time, we'll catch you guys later.
Yeah.